Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Brendan Lee. In this video I want to talk to you about some of the challenges that people have been going through while they're working here that may help you in your own efforts. I've been working with apprentices now for a few months. We have a program running. There's guys here. They're doing a lot of hard work. They're working all day, every day, pretty much, a little bit on Sundays. And we're working with them. Like Peter's working with them. I'm working with them. And some of the stuff that's been coming up that I've noticed more and more is that, for example, Peter talks a lot about suffering. He talks a lot about, that's what we've been working on lately. And he's been saying things about mind and how suffering gets created. And ultimately, like what the nature of that stuff really is. Like your emotional suffering, the stuff that you suffer on a daily basis, right? And then it was interesting because he was working with apprentices, he was in the meeting, and then he was talking to them, and he read some stuff from his older book that was actually a transcription of some of his meetings with people back in the day, like way back before I came, like over 20 years ago, from Ancient Wisdom, New Spirit. And he was saying close to the same shit. And I was a bit flabbergasted because I've been with Peter for a long time, and he's saying the same shit back then. That must mean he was saying that same stuff when I was around, but I didn't get it. And I told him, I'm like, well, where the fuck was I? Where the fuck was I? Why didn't I get, what? I must have missed that one. I missed it, right? And now I feel like in this domain, in this area, looking into suffering and, my own suffering, right? My own unhappiness, my own shit, right? And seeing it from the other side, I go, oh my God, yeah, it's true. And if he was saying this the whole time, I definitely missed it. And I can see that Peter's saying the same stuff. And I'm like, have you always been saying this? He's like, yeah, there's something like that. Yeah, he has. And I can see in the guys that are here, I can see they can't see it. Because I'm like on the other side in a sense. And now I'm not saying this to draw out sides, but I'm saying this to try to get across this. What's the gap here? What's the missing link? And I'm wondering, how can I talk to these guys in a way that'll make a difference so that then they start to see? Because I can see that they can't. I can see little bits here and there. They're starting to get it, but they don't, as far as I can tell, they don't see the reality. They don't see the reality. They don't see what's really there. They see what they think is there, or they see what they feel is there, or they run into what's there and are busy reacting to what's there, and that's what they see is the reaction. They don't really see what's there. And it's useful to see what's there. And so as I do this video here, I'm just considering, or I am inviting people, I want to invite you to think about at least that there's something to get. And I've been saying this in the last workshops. People would ask me these questions and I go, well, there's something to get. There's something going on. And what I'm trying to convey with that is there does exist. Stuff exists. Okay, that's stupid. Yeah, I know. And stuff exists a certain way, always. Yeah. And your mind has its own, as if existence. It doesn't exist like an object. You still have some experience there going on. Why? Not necessarily why, but what is it? What is it made of? How does it occur? Like a car functions a certain way. You cannot have a car without an engine and wheels and stuff. You can't have an engine working like an engine without the gas and the fuel-air mixture and the shapes of the pistons and the timing of the spark, and all this stuff has to be working together to make it a reality, you see? And it's like Peter's today was working on emotions, and even emotions have that same makeup. They're made a certain way. The same with your suffering, the same with like the shit that you say is in your experience that you don't like. It's built. And there's also, it seems like in addition to being built a certain way, there's also what people assume needs to be the case about that keeps them locked in place, and they don't even know why they're locked. They don't even know why they're stuck because they refuse to look at the reality. As far as I can tell, it's like and it's not necessarily a willful refusal. It's like they're just not looking in the right place. And what I mean by the right place is what's there. You know, what's there? What's there? That's what I had to do for myself. I had to, because I ran into some serious emotional shit. And at some point I got, it was me. It was my experience. So once I got responsible, this is one critical element. It's your fucking experience, whether somebody's there or not. Whether you think somebody's causing it or not. In either case, it's your experience. Now, if you think somebody's causing your experience to be shitty, you're shit out of luck. Fuck it. Go get a beer, tequila, whiskey, whatever. Go to the beach. Be happy because it's not in your control. But then if you go, well, it's my experience, now you're in a place to actually be responsible, and then you might run into the challenge of, well, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You're in pain and you don't know why. But then it can get worse because you can have pain and then you justify why. Not realizing that's an excuse, it's bullshit, it's a story, it's something you say that locks it in place. But if you strip everything away, you're just left with pain and you don't know why. Good, that's a great place to be. It's better than the justification, the excuses. If you're doing that bullshit and you don't know, and nor do you want to transcend it or get past it, then again, the beer. Go get the whiskey, bring it out, let's go. Because fuck it, it's stupid. I mean, there's no point in continuing. And then say you want to continue. Then you run into like all this fear, right? And then you stay with the fear and then you go, well, hey, do you know what fear is? Yeah, it's fear. And then you stop there. Great, bring out the whiskey again because fuck it, you're not going anywhere. Fear is built. Not like by gnomes and shit like that, but it has a construction. It's got components that exist. Even though it doesn't exist. It exists as what it is, which is what? What is fear? What is fear? What is fear? What is it really? So then what I'm trying to convey here is the possibility of discovery, the possibility that you could look into your own experience in a way that then you would actually get, holy fucking shit, this is how this works. And then now we're talking. This is better. This is more in the direction of what we would call becoming more conscious, having a new awareness, having some insights. Most people just stop at the emotion and then stay there, and then that's all they got, and they don't know why, and they don't even know they can look further. Because I can see as we're working with this suffering stuff, ending your own suffering, you know, as Peter's writing in his book, and also like I've learned for myself with a fuck ton of work. It's as simple as can you control your mind. You stop doing the shit that has you suffer. You stop creating the suffering. You end it. No more. No mas. And then I see Peter working with guys and like, hey, stop that. And they're like, I can't. Or, hey, stop that. And it's like, well, but I gotta blah, 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 blah. And again, bring the whiskey because that's more excuses and bullshit and justifications. Again, doesn't work. It doesn't do it. Doing it means like, you know, not fucking. I mean, although that's really fun. But ending it. Ending the suffering. Or having you become conscious of what's going on. Because it just so happens that the reality of the matter is you're the one suffering. Like it's you doing that. But if you don't get that you're doing it, you're not going to stop. Because you're not doing it. It's being done to you. And in this culture, 2024, this day and age, it's totally acceptable and accepted that no, your emotions, that shitty experience you have is caused by something else that's not fucking you. And that's where people stay. And it's not fucking true. It's just not true. That's not how it works. Okay? And then so as people struggle, I can see they can't see. So then how do you get people to see? I got to use language and gestures. I'm using video as my platform to do that in this case. Like, try to get you to get that there's something fucking going on here. You can figure out what that is. Holy shit, who knew, huh? And maybe it's a bit like this. I was messing around in my trunk the other day with some friends. I had them shut me in the trunk just to see if I could get out of it. Because I found on my car, on the trunk, there's a little handle that I never saw before. I've had this car for 5 years. I've opened the trunk, I don't know how many hundreds of times. Didn't see the fucking handle. There's like this extra handle on the side that says pull down. And it looked like it was to release the trunk, but I think in reality, it was to shut the trunk or to help you close the trunk down so you could like bring it down easily, right? I didn't see the handle for years. And I saw it yesterday. Holy fuck. There's a handle there. Where was I? Like, how did I miss that? You see, it's like that. You're not aware of something when you're not aware of it, you are not aware of it. But the reality is there for you to become aware, for you to become conscious. It's available. You just need to see it. Like I didn't see the fucking handle. So it's probably like that. You just can't see until you can, and then you can see. Yeah? So anyway, I had him shut me in the trunk, and I was in there starting to get hot and a little cramped, and that handle didn't work. It wasn't the one to open the trunk. But Hyundai was pretty smart because they have a little glow-in-the-dark tab in the middle of the trunk, and once I found this tab and pushed it, the trunk popped open. So they have a trunk pop with glow-in-the-dark. You see, that's thoughtful. That's good. Okay, so now you know everything you need to know about getting out of the trunk of a 2017 Hyundai Elantra, and you're going to be fine if somebody tries to kidnap you. I heard from a cop show, if you get kidnapped, disconnect one of the tail lights. That way, they might pull you over. Just a thought, if you can't get out of the trunk. So there you go. There's some stuff. So now what I think would serve you, the listener. Like I talked to a couple of guys recently and I was trying to get them to get that there's more than intellect going on here. There's what you can intellectually grasp and understand about being conscious, about ending your own suffering, about anything. But don't stop with your intellect. Your intellect is like the beginning. It's like maybe just the icing on the cake, barely. It's great for cocktail parties. It's great for getting drunk and showing off. But it doesn't do shit for you getting conscious, really. So there's more going on than what's in your intellect. There's more going on than what you personally think about stuff. There's more going on than what you personally feel about things. There's the thing itself. Not thought, not felt, but it. Of course, if it is a thought, then there you go. That's like a thought. But you can grasp what a thought is. What a belief is. You can get into the reality, and then you become more conscious. Then you start to see the dynamics, how it's created. Like if you want to end a bunch of your own bullshit experience, like owie kind of painful experience, stop comparing yourself to other people. Just cut all of that out. No more comparison. Shut the fuck up and do it. Your experience will improve. Anytime you compare yourself to others, you're like, yeah, but I need it. No, you don't. You see, that's the yeah, but. So that's the shit that keeps it locked in. It's bullshit. Just stop comparing, period. You can still figure out life. You can still live. You don't need it. All it does is hurt. Like they're better than me. How do you fucking know? And then you make it up, and then you're in pain about it. And then you complain about your pain. Then you come to a workshop, then somebody tries to tell you not to compare yourself, and you go, yeah, but I can't help. No. Yeah, but blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but no. Shut the fuck up and do it. And then you can bring it back. You can bring the suffering back if you want. Try it without for a while. See what happens. Shit. Anyway. So I'm very influenced by that, by our talks with Peter and also my work with apprentices. So I thought I'd share that with you. I hope it's of value. If you want to make it really of value, put it the fuck to use. Okay? If you want to entertain yourself, entertain yourself. I don't care either way. All right? But if you want to make it real, you can make this shit real. And then it will make a real difference if you do that. But it requires your effort, your work, your consideration, your honesty, your looking into things, your discoveries. And then you can discover. All right, so that's what I have for you. Much love. Take care. I'm Brendan Lee. Come to a workshop. Go to my website. Navigate the shit. Check out the forum. Go do other stuff or not. Much love. Till next time. Bye. Suffering. Fuck it.